all of a sudden you'll know within the first couple minutes whether or not there's going to be a connection or not. Brian wants to know, say you're writing someone, is it cheaper or better to meet them one-on-one or at a social?
I prefer socials because when you're, it's cheaper, yeah, it's cheaper when you're writing someone, but it's a lot different when you're meeting the one, or the ladies, or the women's, the connections.
Well, yeah, and if you're writing someone, and if your question is it cheaper to meet her at a social or one-on-one, I would say it's better and probably cheaper to meet her at the social. And the reason for that is that sometimes when you're writing back and forth, you have a different idea of what that person's like. You build up an idea of what that person's like in your mind. And so you have this wonderful image of that person. But when you're in front of that person, all the senses are at play, right? And so when you meet at a social, there's less pressure on you because you're speed dating, you're getting to meet. And when you go up to her and you're talking with her face to face, all of a sudden you'll know within the first couple minutes whether or not there's going to be a connection or not. And if not, you just move on. But if there is, it's great, you set up the individual date. But if you're on an individual date and 5 minutes into it, there's no connection, even though the letters were good, but there's no connection now you're stuck on this date for the next hour and a half, and it's like, oh my God, this is not good. So the socials are a great way of screening, both for you and for her. You screen each other to realize, yes, we do want to go out on a date. That's what Tanya and I did. After 10 bottles of champagne, she agreed to go on a date with me, but that's what we did at that social. We screened each other, and that's what you want to try and do. All right, so yes, go to the social, meet her, and then see what happens.
That's best.
What makes a group tour different versus traveling on your own? Well, the group tour, in my opinion, a little bit better option, especially if it's your first time in Ukraine or Philippines or Latin America, no matter where you go. First of all, because you meet more people. So with individual tour, you have a limit on the number of introductions that you're gonna have. So 20, 30, whatever it is you're doing, which is a lot too, don't get me wrong. With the group tour, the main benefit, besides the number of dates is not limited, is going to socials. Socials is just, basically like speed dating event. So you see like 200 people right away. And of course, not all those 200 people will be in your age group. Not everybody you'll be physically attracted to. So in this 200 people, first of all, you use your interpreter to help you pre-screen people. So let's imagine you spot 10, 15 girls that you visually like, because you don't know who they are, will they like you or not. So visually, you like 10, 15 people. Then you send your interpreter to just have a quick talk with them and just pre-screen, maybe get the age, because if you're looking for whatever it is age you're looking for, so she can go pre-screen them, what age, whether they have kids or whatever other deal breakers you might have. She can do pre-screen and save you time. And if they match what ideal criteria you have in mind, you come over, you talk, exchange phone numbers. You talk for 10-15 minutes and carry on and go talk to another one. Nobody will take offense. But this way you have a bunch of those mini dates. It's just a lot of pre-screening going on. So next time when you go out with this girl that you met at the social, you already know there is a mutual interest, because she already, she didn't show up basically on the blind date. She already seen you. She knows who you are. She knows basics about you, and the same thing, you already know how she looks like. Maybe you would overlook your profile on the website, and the same thing, maybe she would never come across your profile, but it's life, you met there, so that's a good thing. So in my opinion, that's the main benefit, is just going to social. And another thing, because you're in a group, you're making friends with other guys, which is really helpful too, because it helps to have a wingman. You can share your experience, when you're not going on the dates, you always have, if you want to socialize and hang out with other guys, you can always do it. Nobody will force you and, make you talk to other people, but for the most of it, guys meet at breakfast every morning, because breakfast, it's 9 o'clock or so. So everybody go down and just share their experience from how the previous dates went, and just you get guys' perspective on your dating, and if you need advice, we're happy to share our experience, but that's a woman's perspective, which is important too. But you want to have men's perspective and see what they have to say about it too. And you can always go on double dates, you can do things together, and what if you and your buddy get engaged to, in the nearest future, your fiancés can start talking to each other, they will make friends, they'll make connection later on down the road when everybody gets married. You can stay in touch as couples because you will, those girls will help each other to integrate and, here in the United States, and they will have their own support group, which is really helpful. And when you go on your own, it's great, but you just don't have that kind of support.
Are you a single man looking for love?
Check out our website at anewbride.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.